Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We've got some things to talk about tonight. Eddy is no longer with Atomic Mass Games, and this came out Friday, so I wanted to wait a little bit before I talked about it because there's a whole lot we don't know. There's a whole lot to talk about tonight because there's a whole lot of things that might end up happening. There's a whole lot of people that are really worried. There's a whole lot of people that are being told that we cannot speculate. You cannot, that you can't talk about stuff, that we can't talk about it. Well, I say you can talk about it. We can absolutely talk about it. So we can absolutely speculate. So, hey, everybody, what's going on? I haven't done a live stream in a while. I've just been a little bit busy. A little bit busy. Life's been tough lately. But we're doing okay. Things are still, for the most part, pretty good for most of us. But the reason we're here tonight is to talk about Eddy. That with the FFG to AMG merger, lots of people have been let go. I mean, over the past 2 years, a lot of people who've worked on X-Wing and Armada and Legion have all been let go. And right now, we kind of consoled ourselves. Alex Davey chimed in in the Legion Facebook group and said it pretty well that it was one thing when they let everybody go, but it was like nice, at least for Star Wars Legion, to be able to kind of console yourself saying, well, at least Eddy is there, and that was great, but that's not the case now. He is no longer there, and that's kind of a bummer. That's definitely a bummer. So what do we know? Let's kind of start at the top. So I guess the story kind of starts on Wednesday. But we don't find out about it until Friday. So Eddy posts some things on Friday. But before he posts, Atomic Mass Games goes ahead and starts giving us some Legion news. I actually published a video pretty early on Friday, talking about some of this is the next Legion expansions. Hey, this is stuff we already knew was coming out. So we got some Legion news finally, and everybody's all excited. And then Eddy posts like, oh, by the way, Eddy posts that as of Wednesday, he is no longer with Atomic Mass Games, and he is no longer working on any Star Wars projects. So that's a big shock. And then then AMG also released some more Legion news on the same day, and I'm not sure which one actually happened first. I didn't get the timestamps of everything, but yeah. But it definitely kind of seems like they were trying to kind of drown out the drama with, hey, guys, I know you're really upset, but look, here's some candy, So if you're not familiar with who Eddy is the lead Star Wars developer for Legion, X-Wing, and Armada. Now, he wasn't always the lead Star Wars developer. He was a developer for Legion along with Alex Davey. Davey kind of was the designer. Alex Davey kind of created Legion. Eddy kind of was brought in, I think, right after the core game was kind of like, and I think Eddy, like, he didn't really start working on stuff until maybe like the second wave. Between the second and third wave was where he really, like, his main input kind of came in. I started play testing with Legion around the same time that Eddy kind of started working on Star Wars Legion also. Because I play tested Legion for a long time. So Eddy's had a huge say in Legion. He's been and he eventually kind of started taking over more as Alex Davey kind of stepped back, because Alex Davey worked on all of the games. Eddy kind of backed up or stepped forward and took more of a lead role in Star Wars Legion up until the Atomic Mass Games merger. and then or that whole shift of responsibilities. Now, a lot of people were kind of not happy about that. FFG lost the license to all their games. No, they didn't lose the license. They're just shifting them over, and all of that stuff happened. Um, and a lot of people were let go. And it was kind of unclear because some people were like, oh well, some people may not have wanted to move to Seattle. Some people may have, you know, not made too much money maybe, and maybe Asmodee was trying to do some savings and stuff like that. We don't really know all these things. But for whatever, at the end of the day, Luke Eddy was kept on board. And this wasn't announced right away. The news of this came out a couple of days afterwards, and it was like a big sigh of relief. I'm like, okay, at least for Legion, we've got the guy who's been doing everything and who's kind of taken the lead for Legion. And now, so he's coming over to AMG, and not only was he coming over to AMG to be the Legion developer, he was also going to take the lead for all of the Star Wars games. And that was okay, well that's cool. At least there's a familiar face. But we kind of really wanted, the core X-Wing and Armada developer teams to come over also. And they all work together anyway, and sometimes there are common themes that make their way across the games. Like if Boba Fett is, awesome in one game, it might be similarly awesome in another game. Like certain mechanics that work in one tend to, sometimes permeate between all of the different games. So it was really nice. It was really nice to have that whole cohesive vision of at least somebody who worked on all the original games to come over. But he was really the only developer from FFG to come over to Atomic Mass Games. If you guys are just joining in, we're talking about Luke Eddy. Posted Friday that he is no longer with Atomic Mass Games. Here's a question real quick. Sorry, I'm not getting to all the questions. Is Michael Plummer the only developer for Legion, X-Wing, and Armada? I'm honestly not sure everybody's specific, their specific duties, I guess is a way to put it. I'm not sure. I know Michael Plummer has certainly been in some of the live streams for the Star Wars games. So my guess is that part of his responsibilities will definitely be to Armada, X-Wing, and Legion. How much of that? I don't know. I don't know if they're even going to have a lead developer for any of the Star Wars games. I really don't know, but we're going to get to that. So Luke Eddy is no longer with Atomic Mass Games, and from what I gather, at least this happened before he moved out to Seattle. Right? So from what I understand right now, he's still in Minnesota. So that's good. Because it would have really been worse if he flew all the way out there, and then then all of a sudden, hey, so thanks for flying all the way across the country and moving and relocating and everything. Oh, by the way, now you're fired. So and of course we don't know if it was fired, wink, wink, or if it was something else. But my hope, we certainly wish the best for Luke Eddy, who's always been a fantastic guy. I'm sure he's going to land on his feet. He's done really, really great work with the Star Wars gaming world. And he's always handled himself really well, too. He never really leaked very much in interviews. He was very, very careful. Like he chose his words very carefully. He was, just a very well-composed guy, and he always gave great feedback. Well, like when I was playtesting, my interactions with him were always 100% positive. So, losing him really hurts. It's on the same level that losing Alex Davey hurts. Great, both great, and the same thing with Michael Gurnis and Brooks Fluger-Levitt and Max Brooks and all these amazing individuals that worked on all the Star Wars games that we know and love. So it stinks when you lose anybody, but it hurts a little bit extra to lose the last of the original team. I know he's not the very last person that that's on board, because there are still some people at Atomic Mass Games that were originally with Fantasy Flight Games that have moved over. But a lot of that is like some of the behind the scenes stuff, and not necessarily people who worked directly on game development and, at least from a playtester's point of view, not people who worked directly with playtesters and balancing mechanics and things like that. So, yeah, Simone is there, but Simone's not designing games. Simone's trying to run a company. Simone Elliott is, she's the lead over there for AMG. So she's not going to really be bringing you know, all of everything else with her. So, but yeah, so all right, we got a lot of comments. Sorry if I'm missing anybody's, but I'll try and get some questions here a little bit later. But here's what do we know going forward, right? We don't really know much. And we're gonna get to speculation because I've got my own speculation. I've got plenty of speculation. And I've got my happy theories, my medium theories, and my the sky is falling theories. And I'm gonna give you some of those. And we can talk about those also. If you're watching this later on, like hop in my Discord. We've got links down in the Crabbok Discord, the C5 Discord. You can jump in there, and I'd love to have you in there. You're certainly welcome to speculate. And if you're having a bad day, if you're worried, go ahead and let us know. It's okay to be worried right now. There's probably going to be, we're probably not going to know anything for a month at least. You know, there was supposed to be another mini extravaganza at the end of the month. I would love to have you guys all in Discord. I might even do a giveaway. I might even give away some promos towards the end of this video. Let me see what we got. Let me see what we got for promos. We got some. Oh, okay. Oh, we got some. Should we do Legion promos this time? Should we do some Legion promos? That's what I want to know. Oh, snap. I've got some Legion promos to give away for you guys. Okay. So, I have a Director Krennic and a Jyn Erso from Gen Con 2019. Look at that. Director Krennic and Jyn Erso. Whoa. And those are going to go up... Those are going to go up in the Discord, so you can hop in there. And there's a giveaways channel. I'll post those. I'll probably post those a little bit later tonight. I might also have something Armada related. I might give away in the stream towards the end of the video. So we'll see how that goes. I might forget. If I forget, I'll get you next time. But I've got other stuff. So yeah. So we got some cool cards. Some cool cards to give away. They're full size art. You know, by the way, they have. Are they going to be at Gen Con? I believe they're not going to have any presence at Gen Con this year. So, all right. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about Luke, Eddy, or what's going to happen here. You know, because Director. When did Krennic become German? Do you have a card of your favorite fish? What's going on, Will? No. So my favorite fish is the one that gives Luke Eddy his job back and hires everybody back and gives everybody great job security and raises. You know, I think society undervalues the kind of work these guys put into giving us great games and great expansions and stuff. And you know, I think there's a whole lot of companies trying to get away with paying people very, very, very little to work on a game like this, to work on games like these. I think there's all because you're working with Star Wars. Right, and so they're hoping that, well, you know, we pay minimum wage. I'm not saying I don't know how much they get paid exactly, but you know, like saying, oh, you get paid minimum wage, but you get to work with a cool IP, and so you know that's you know, and hey, that's great. But, you know, so these people need better job security. And right now there's been way too many layoffs and firings. And why would you fire somebody for making one of the greatest games and most successful miniatures games of all time? Legion is doing phenomenally well. Legion is doing great. There's so much content coming out for Legion. Luke has so much stuff. So it's kind of crazy. And I know he's not happy about it. He posted that this was not his choice. You know, and Luke posted a couple of other things too. He did say, you know, if you are a fan of Legion and his work, that there's even more stuff in the pipeline. If things go as planned, then you know, then there should be more stuff coming that he has worked on. So that's also kind of telling, right? Because if all goes as planned, so that's to me, that's clearly not talking about the Kashyyyk wave. That's all already been spoiled and revealed or whatever. So obviously there's no way that would not be coming out right now. That stuff has been on That stuff has been on like the distributor websites for months now. So like everybody's already pre-ordered all that stuff. The distributors and the stores already have all that stuff lined up. So to me, that Luke is saying basically there's a whole nother wave after this in the pipe if they choose to do it, or if they choose to not do it. So that's certainly interesting. But it's just awful, right? I don't know. I always have kind of a hard time when they do stuff like this because I always feel like it's usually a money related thing. I've had a lot of people hint to me that it is just corporate decisions where they're just trying to like they wanted to basically cut salaries and lay everybody off. You guys are all letting go. You guys make too much money. We want to hire some people for minimum wage, and or something to that effect. And then they go ahead and bring Luke Eddy over. Like, well, we need one person to kind of come over and convince everybody. I don't know if you watched The Bad Batch at all, but there's like a scene where the Empire's trying to take over Ryloth and they have their senator out there and like, go ahead. Like they have like a person and like, go ahead, tell your people everything's going to be all right. But they have a gun to his back, right? Like I feel like that was Luke Eddy for this entire transition. He was the one person the big name they brought over to do nothing more than to add legitimacy to this entire takeover. So I feel like that's what they are doing. And now that they've had the license and for long enough, now they're like, all right, we can let you go now. You did what you knew, or we got the files from you, or we got the plan. And then they hired new people and like, here, Luke, train these people on how you do Legion development. Or like show them how to do your job, and then he's that all right, now they know, all right, now fire him. It's like I know a lot of people that I've worked with over the years, like sometimes your boss or somebody will ask you to kind of like write up a folder on how you do what you do. Tell us, so how do you do, what's all the secrets and tips and tricks, and how do you do all this stuff? If you got hit by a truck tomorrow, how would we know how to do all the things you do? And then you write this big old folder up and like, yeah, here's how I do everything. Okay, good, you're fired. We'll keep this, And then, like, I feel like that's kind of the thing that happened to Luke. So that's just how, and again, there's nothing that he didn't say that happened. That's just kind of how I feel about it right now. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer. So at least Luke to say on his resume that he was like a lead designer, a lead developer. He was a lead for all of the Star Wars products. So at least that's a good feather in his cap. And he's definitely got the fan support and he's got goods to go out there and keep making games great. So I know he's going to do well. So that kind of makes us wonder about other games, like what's going on with X-Wing, what's going on with Armada, and of course Legion also. We've got doom and gloom theories, but let me start off with a grounded, reasonable response. We don't know much right now, and we really have no choice other than to just wait and see. We'll see if Atomic Mass puts out a statement, which I doubt they will. They don't gain anything by doing that, and they would probably only piss people off. Do you know what happened? All right, so let's see. Thomas says, do you know what happened or what's the story? Because usually on takeovers, new roles that were promised don't always pan out, and especially what's gone on in the last 12 months. Yeah, but this all happened after COVID. Do you think Simon will pick him up, or will he go back to Fantasy Flight? Well, he didn't say he wasn't with Asmodee anymore. There's always the chance he could go back to working for Fantasy Flight. I don't know. I mean, if he's still in Minnesota, that certainly seems reasonable. And he certainly didn't say anything bad about anyone. So Luke did not do anything wrong. So I see nothing against that. But there might be some sour grapes to stay with Asmodee. Especially, I don't know. I'm guessing if he was just transferred still within Asmodee from just one studio to the other, he wouldn't have said, I am no longer with Atomic Mass Games. He would have said something like, good news, guys, I am transitioning over to Fantasy Flight Games, or something like that. So I don't think that that's the case. I don't think he will still be with Fantasy Flight Games. So yeah. Anyway, so the I guess the balanced response is, look, we got to pretend like until such time that they say these games are canceled, we have to pretend that they're not canceled, right? And of course, I don't think that any of these games are going to get canceled just because Luke is gone. But AMG has hired new developers. They were just asking for another developer like a month or two ago. So like they were. I think they were trying to hire more developers. Who called this one Asmodee? A lot of people called this, to be honest. A lot of people said that this looked like they were just trying to trim the fat, trying to save money. But here's an interesting thing. So sticking with the balanced approaches, this is my less doom and gloom thoughts. Also, Fantasy Flight still, like Asmodee still has a license with Disney. They still have that agreement with Disney. Fantasy Flight can still make board games, card games. They can still do things that aren't like miniatures games for Star Wars. They still have Imperial Assault, which I still think is categorized as a board game on their website. They can still make Star Wars games. Like Rebellion and Outer Rim didn't move over to Atomic Mass Games. Granted, those games are done. They're not expandable games, they could be. They could come out with another Rebellion or Outer Rim expansion tomorrow, for all we know. But my point is, they're kind of board games, right? But so FFG can still do Star Wars stuff. So it does seem like they were genuine in wanting to just consolidate the miniatures heavy games, right? Hey, and I just honestly can't see Asmodee throwing away X-Wing Armada and Legion, which are like amazing, super, super popular games in one of the most popular IPs on the planet. Like, why would you throw away a gold mine? If anything, just raise the prices. I don't know but then again, I don't know how much Lucasfilm makes it difficult, right? Because a lot of us would probably still play these games if the prices went up 10%. Which they certainly may. A lot of prices are going up. Armada prices just went up with the Clone Wars. Everything is getting more expensive, and a big reason for that is shipping. Shipping is incredibly crazy right now. And there's shipping container storage, boats, room on boats, all of this type of stuff. It's really difficult right now. So, let's see what else. So the sky is probably not falling, right? They've hired other developers. They didn't need to hire all these other developers just to work on Marvel Crisis Protocol. They hired other developers probably to work on the Star Wars games. Now, all the Star Wars games have been out for a long time. They probably don't need that many, that quite as much attention. It all depends on how much farther forward they want to start pushing games. Now, the more balanced or the middle of the road responses, I guess we'll find out at the end of the month. Let's see if they make a statement, if they make any kind of subtle statements. And the subtle statement might be like, here's Joe Smith. He's currently working on Star Wars Legion. And then that might, then that would kind of be here's the replacement, or there is a guy or girl, right? There is an individual working on this game. So that would be interesting. It's a little disheartening to me, though, because for all of these games, so many of the AMG people, the people they already had that are kind of trying to step in and hype all these games up with all the live streams and the painting and here's some new expansion content. And they talk about these games, and it's kind of clear that they don't play these games, or at least they didn't play these games, and maybe they're just now starting to learn about these games. That's kind of the impression that I get from a lot of the folks who were at Atomic Mass Games. Which, and the balanced part of me says, that's fine. Everybody has to learn about a new game at some point in time. But boy, isn't it a bummer when the people who are now holding all of the games that we love, whose lap did Legion drop in? Whose lap did, do I have any more boxes behind me? No, fart. All right, well, anyway, all of these games dropped in somebody's lap, right? How well do those people know the game? How well do those people know, we should have never done this. Like there's things that we could have learned, but if we kept Luke Eddy on board. And we got a super chat sticker from Daniel Trujillo. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for supporting the channel. What does that say? Fist bump. You got one. You got a double. Boom, boom. Thank you, bud. Thank you for showing some support to the channel. I appreciate that. Haven't done a live stream in a while. But yeah. So anyway, let's. So I'm a little bit worried about like the knowledge level on some of the folks involved. Now I do feel a little bit counter to that because they've been hiring people who know what they're doing to help run the rules forums. We got LJ Pena from the Legion Discord, and now Facebook too. Oh, we're gonna talk about that because that's crazy. This is just a crazy situation that happens on social media with Legion. So remind me, we're gonna come to that next. But then we've got Karnak for Star Wars Armada, and then we've also got some of the D Yun from Fly Better podcast. So like for X-Wing, so they've taken people who know what's going on and bringing them on board, and that is awesome. We got another super chat from Peter. Peter says, maybe they will create that Hoth battle with AT-ATs like you asked for in the Give Me More video. Okay, maybe they will. And that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Now, that doesn't really fix the games that I play now, but that is a game I do want to play. And I'm certainly down for a new game at some point, like I said in the video. Little fun factoid right now. When I made that video that you're talking about, Peter, I just said, I had recorded that before all this news dropped. And so I in that video at some point, I think I said something to the effect of, and Legion is doing really great right now, and I'm thinking to myself, this is about to go live tomorrow morning, and here's all this, like the sky is falling with Legion. So yeah, that's a little bit crazy. It's funny how things like that, but I'm like, let me just let it go, because I was too kind of crazy and emotionally distraught to redo the whole thing. So that's kind of how that worked itself out. So I thought that was pretty funny. But thank you for the support, Peter. Thanks for the super chat. All right, so yeah, so I guess we just don't know the experience level of everybody who's on the staff, and that's kind of worrisome a little bit. But then I'm going to get into the sky is falling theories here in just a second. Let's talk about what happened with the Legion social media thing. So this is funny. So for all you Legion players, I don't know how many of you are members of the Legion Facebook group, but that went nuts. So I mostly took Friday night off of social media, and so like I guess Saturday morning I kind of come back in and I see like LJ Pena was banned. So if you guys don't know who LJ Pena is, he runs the Legion Discord. He's also the rules forum guy, and he is, he runs tournaments. He usually runs Las Vegas Open for Legion and all kinds of stuff like that. So he's he's a huge part of the community. Does a whole lot of good for the community. Well, I guess some of the mods or admins for the Star Wars Legion Facebook group banned, or one of the mods in particular banned LJ Pena from the Facebook group. He had said something along the lines of doom and gloom, like this game will be dead in 1 year. It's basically they're just going to publish everything that's already in the lineup, let it all sell out, and then close down the game. And this was one of the admins on the Legion Facebook group. And to be fair, like I don't want to hammer on this guy. I don't want to hammer on him too hard because it's a rough time, and we all, especially if we're really invested in Legion or any given game, we all get a little emotional about those things. So I understand that. I have done it too. It's okay to do that. But LJ kind of chimes in. It's like, hey, basically says something to the effect. It's hard because the conversation was deleted, but basically he said that, dude, that's not helping. You're an admin here, and your doom and gloom attitude right now is not helping. It's people are going to think that's official because you're seen as an authority here, and so yeah, the dude banned LJ from it, then deleted the conversation, and then like within 12 minutes started telling other people that they couldn't have doom and gloom, and they shouldn't speculate. And LJ's like, wait, or right before he banned LJ, LJ's like, wait a second, here you are, you're just saying it's doom and gloom, and now you're criticizing other people for saying doom and gloom. Like, you know, like this, there's a problem here. You need to kind of, you know, police yourself here. So basically clean up your act, right? So he banned LJ from the Facebook group, and then within, I guess, an hour of doing that and then defending himself and then fighting, that admin steps down from being an admin. And then I guess over that night, or within the next like 12 hours or so, all of the other admins kind of stepped down, and then reinvited LJ back, gave him the group, and now there's a whole new mod team for and a lot of those folks are, I guess, admins from the Legion Discord. So that basically the Facebook group and the Legion Discord are the same now. So expect to see a whole lot of invites in the Facebook group to the Legion Discord now. Which, again, you know, that's fine. However, the stance right now, because those are more officially associated with FFG or AMG now, they're probably not going to allow doom and gloom, right? So just, you have to have a cheery attitude, and you know, and generally staying positive is generally a good way to go. However, we all need to blow off some steam from time to time, and I'm okay with that. I have no official relationship with AMG in this regard. I don't care. Go ahead and be upset. Blow off some steam. You deserve it. So, yeah. So, all right. So that's kind of where we are right now. It's a rough time, right? Blow off some steam. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that is. I just double thumbed it. You can double thumb it with me. Come on. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to lose subscribers now if I keep doing that nonsense. So I want to talk about the doom and gloom scenarios. Here's maybe what might be the worst case scenario, because that's what there's the things that run through my mind. The things that ran through my mind right away. First off is they are my doom and gloom scenarios. They are just going to kind of go through everything, because a lot of stuff that was already in the works at Fantasy Flight Games moved over, like all the USB drives and stuff with all the files and the plans, because projects take like anywhere from a year to 2 years. You know, like, hey, let's start designing a new wave before it comes out. You're looking at least like usually a year and a half to 2 years. Sometimes a little faster if it's a super important rush job, but you know, long time. So when they moved stuff over, there was a lot of stuff already in the pipe, right? Maybe not as much for some of the games. I don't think Armada had anything in the pipe. I think Armada was like, that was it. Well, they had Wave 10, which was like on the boat at the time, right? But yeah. So like all the stuff that kind of got shipped over, I think they'll go ahead and do. I'm a little worried if there was some things that came over that still needed play testing done, because I'm not sure where AMG is at with selecting play testers for the Star Wars stuff. I haven't heard anything from anybody if there are any play testers, if they're doing play testing right now. I'm not sure how that all is working. But we've got more products coming out, so it's not that bad. But here's the doom and gloom. The doom and gloom idea that I worry about is that they're going to take all of this product that they have, sell it, because they're going to make money. They're printing money with all of that stuff, right? Sell all of the, the next wave of X-Wing stuff, maybe even the Mandalorian stuff that they probably had, like the Razor Crest designed and ready to go. Again, they've been saying there's Mandalorian stuff coming for a long time, all right? There maybe even be some Mandalorian stuff for Legion. Maybe that's the next wave, right? Because Luke and Alex, I think, said that they were going to be working on Mandalorian-based stuff. So that we might have a Mandalorian-based wave coming from that Luke Eddy was talking about. But just basically print all the stuff that everybody else already worked on, and then leave it there, and then not waste any more development time on it. It may very well be that the new developers, they said, hey, let's get you guys in the ground up on our new games, and then all of a sudden they announce something like Star Wars Crisis Protocol, right? Like, hope you are well. Tell Sarah hello. Well, thank you. B, I don't know who that is. Maybe I know you from somewhere. I'm not sure, but I will tell Sarah hello. But yeah. So why are some saying that Legion is going to die? We'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, I'm just doing like what might be the worst case scenario. What are some people worried about? What are my fears, right? And I want to give you guys. I want to preface all of this stuff. If they let these games die or whatever. That's just my fears. I have no evidence to say that they're actually going to do this. This is just like the worst case scenario, and I'm not telling you this as an authority figure. I'm just saying like, hey, this is things that I'm worried about, but hopefully not, right? And it's okay to talk about those things, Again, if you're watching this afterwards, jump on our Discord and let's talk about it there too. It's okay to be worried about this sort of stuff. My Discord, all the links are in the description below. I'm also doing stuff on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all kinds of cool stuff like that. Nemesis behind me, yeah, there's more Nemesis coming too, man. Nemesis Lockdown, all kinds of cool stuff like that. But okay, so I'm a little worried that they might just let these games die. But if they do, like, I don't think they're gonna throw. I don't really think they will, but I'm worried about that. I'm also worried that another worry that I have is that they'll take some people. Hey, we hired a bunch of brand new people. These people played like 2 or 3 games of Legion or X-Wing or Armada. I mean, do you guys remember at the mini Stravaganza? They had some of the developers at AMG playing X-Wing, like live on stream, and other people talking about like, and it was their first game. Like they rolled like defense dice on attack, things like that. Like they rolled like the wrong color dice, like a lot of really basic mistakes. And I'm not attacking them for making newbie mistakes. We all made newbie mistakes, but it kind of, if I'm just building my own puzzle, like wait a second, AMG developers never played these games before, now trying to learn them. Luke Eddy gets fired. Oh no, these guys who don't know the game are now going to be having to make the game. Like that's one of the things that I worry about. And so like what happens if we get like another wave of stuff and it doesn't make sense, or it's like way out in left field, right? Like it's like, hey, let's make a stronger version of Darth Vader. So how many of you guys play Legion and are, let's say like you want to make a new version of Darth Vader, put your own touch. You're a new character, right? You're a new developer that, I'm gonna do a complete exaggeration here, but what if you decided to say, all right, well, Darth Vader has either 5 dice or 6 dice, 5 red or 6 red, depending on which version you go with. But we need to make him better because he's really expensive. So let's give him 13 dice, right? 13 dice. What would happen if Darth Vader got 13 red dice? And let's just say you didn't realize that he could take saber throw, and all of a sudden that becomes like a 7 red dice ranged attack, or something like that, or a new type of die. I think, and some of these things could be done really cool. A new type of die would be really cool, but the problem is, how are you going to get everybody enough of them? You're going to have to sell another dice pack, I don't know. So I always thought black defense dice should have been something that were included, but I'm also guessing that goes back into alpha testing for the Legion core set, and maybe they did have black defense dice at one point, and it was a little bit it didn't work, I've thought long and hard about that. That's kind of why it's nice to have an Alex Davey on the team who can be like, no, we decided against black defense dice, and here's why. Boom, 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 it breaks this, and this, That's a possibility. Again, a lot of design decisions kind of get lost when you fire those people that designed the game. I know, I think they used to think that people were going to use a lot more area blocking terrain and a lot more square climbable terrain. People were going to be climbing more and using more area terrain in Star Wars Legion. That didn't end up happening as much, and so that's why a lot of cards like the climbing, like grappling hooks and stuff like that, got points reductions, and nobody takes them, right? People don't end up doing that. So, no, new blood isn't terrible, but usually it's better if you bring them on and you keep them on the team so they can inject some fresh ideas. But like right now, the Legion and Armada and X-Wing team is all new blood. And you can't, it's not like the Ship of Thesis where you just replace one piece at a time. They just did the whole new ship. They just bought a whole new ship, right? And they just brought the hood ornament over. Well, that sounds terrible. They brought Luke Eddy over, the captain of the ship, and then they fired the captain, and then so like, who, there's nothing in common between that ship and this ship. And there are some people still at AMG who were at FFG, but a lot of those people aren't game designers or game developers. Those are people who are like miniature, like in charge of sculpting and in charge of, running the company and stuff like that. So we're a little worried, that either they're going to let these games die or have new people working on them that might be problematic. Now, that's my the sky is falling kind of panic attack. Now, if we then apply some logic and reason, then we can say, well, hold on. If somebody did try to do a crazy 13 dice Darth Vader, as soon as they send it into playtesting, you got to hope that, the playtesters will be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And that's where you're kind of, that's where the team transitions over, because playtesters are a big, big part of making sure things end up getting balanced. And FFG always had great playtesters, and AMG has shown good signs of community relations by hiring 3 important community people, or maybe 4. I think X-Wing, they have another person that I just don't remember who they are right now. But, I mean, like, they've hired good community people, so they have connections to the community. They were even talking to me for a little while until I guess, pissed them off by criticizing them. I guess they don't like me anymore. I think somebody told me that they don't like me anymore and they're not going to speak to me anymore. So I guess, I don't know, man. I guess I only just do freaking free advertising for you every single day. But I'm an asshole. Sorry about language. Don't say that word, kids. Sorry about that. It's a little bit of an emotional time. I don't like you either. We're wanted men. Yes. So anyway, but here's the thing. It's just tough, being so invested in these games and crazy times happen. So for all of you out there who are being told, like on social media or whatever, that you're not allowed to talk about this, or you're not allowed to speculate or whatever, you're allowed to speculate. You're allowed to be worried. I want to let you know I'm there with you. Destiny, right? Look at Star Wars Destiny. That's another one. Absolutely. Time to go over to Games Workshop. If you like games that have terrible rules, then yes. That's what my buddy Chandler said that today at an Armada tournament. He says, should I play 40K? Somebody goes, yeah, well, if you like beautiful miniatures with terrible rules, then there you go. What have I done to upset FFG? I don't know. It was basically talking about my concern about the development team not really knowing that much about these games. And I mean, honestly, that's just straight up honest criticism. That's when you see people on stream playing a game and getting it wrong, and you think these are the guys working on our game. It's a little. We also knew who the developers were when they were at FFG. We knew who the teams were for the different games. Like, they would be doing live streams, and they would say, "Hi, I'm Alex Davey. I'm one of the developers for X-Wing." I also work on Legion, and I also worked on this game and that game. And hi, I'm Corey Conexa, and I worked on freaking so many games. But like all of these people you got to know them. You knew who worked on what, and they interacted with the community. So I don't know. I don't know if they're really mad at me or not, but they certainly don't return my emails anymore. So. And they used to a little bit, right? Like, well, there was some. Look, I'm not trying to be nasty or mean. I want them to succeed. I absolutely want them to succeed. If I didn't, I wouldn't be advertising for their products every single day. All right, I don't do it. They don't pay me. I do it because I love it. I love playing these games. I keep posting battle reports. So it's that's what I do. That's what I do. So yeah, I really care about these games. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars gaming. I wish they could get a Star Trek license. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. So let's take the more balanced approach, because the sky is not necessarily falling right now. This does absolutely suck for Luke Eddy, because I don't think he deserved what he got, but I also wasn't there. There could have been some behind the scenes stuff that I don't know about. But with him being gone, there is certainly that chance that between the new developers, because And I'm not, again, if you're a developer at Atomic Mass Games and you're watching this, if you're in one of the newer developers, or maybe an old developer that's now working on Star Wars, I wish you the best. I encourage you to lean on the community. It seems like you guys have started leaning on the community, and I hope you continue to do that. And I wish you the absolute best with learning these games, applying, some fantastic game design to some upcoming expansions, getting new stuff out there. Let's do it. That's awesome. And I wish you the best, and I'll be there. And when it's awesome, I'm going to be singing your praises. Absolutely. But I'm also nervous because these games are close to our hearts, right? Definitely close to mine. These games are a big part of my life. So I'm a little cautious, I'm a little nervous, and I'm a little bit neurotic. Who makes videos about board games every single day? I'm a little bit neurotic, But I'm also a reasonable person, and so I wish you guys the best. I wish AMG the absolute best here. I also really wish Luke Eddy the best. So yeah, but I think things are going to be all right. Now, one thing I think is interesting is Marvel Crisis Protocol. Dude, look at how fast expansions come out for Marvel Crisis Protocol. I had to stop buying everything for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Like, there's a couple of, I think the last wave of expansions, I didn't get all the spider villains and stuff, like the lizard and stuff like that. I haven't picked those up yet, and I don't know if I will. It's just too much. I think if you average how many heroes, like there's usually an expansion or two every month, which means, and most of those have 2 heroes in them. Sometimes there's more than 2 in a month. Sometimes 3 at a time come out, and then also terrain. It's basically you have on average of a new hero for Marvel Crisis Protocol every week. They have over 100 announced heroes now for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Over 100 heroes for a game that came out a little over a year ago. It started with only 10. Over 100. Over 100! Boom! What is going on with them, right? We got a super chat from Jason Adkins. What's going on, Jason? Jason says, I wish them the best as well. These games are amazing. Not only that, they have given me another way to have a great time with my little one. Dude, absolutely. Absolutely. That is what it's all about, man. Like having a great time and being able to bond with your kids. Dude, I can't wait. Like my kids are starting to get to the age of doing tactical gaming. And we've done a little bit. We do some board gaming, and it's a great time. It's a great time. It really is. And I'll also throw this out there. Marvel Crisis Protocol, it's so much fun. I don't do that much content on MCP. I do some unboxings and stuff. I don't do battle reports for it yet. Maybe I will at some point. It's a super fun game. I rarely have... It never disappoints. Okay. And we got another super chat from Aaron Vasquez. Aaron, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for supporting the channel. Aaron says, we should appoint you as the Supreme Chancellor to represent us in all of these games. Well, if I should be appointed, I will not stop until I have secured justice, peace. I love democracy. And I assure to you, these emergency powers you lay upon me, I will give them back when the time comes. I got that quote like totally wrong. But yeah. So, anyway, it's hot out here right now. I'm in the garage. It's late, but it's Florida. It's still super hot. Anyway, so I'm a little curious. I'm a little worried. Now, here's an interesting thing. Let's just say they did come out with a Star Wars Crisis Protocol. Let's just say they did. That would probably mean that like they're not pulling. Because here's the thing: how many developers do they have? Like I think they've only hired 3 new developers since. I don't know for sure, but I've seen 2 that I think were new developers at the mini Stravaganza, not including Luke Eddy, but he's gone now, so we're not going to count him. How can I join the giveaway Discord? If you go down into the video description, there's going to be links down there, and there's a link to jump in my Discord and join in. We're family friendly, so like don't go in there and start posting, inappropriate stuff. Don't post pornography or drugs or anything illegal or swearing. Don't do that. Even as a joke, don't do that. You know, there could be kids in there and stuff like that. You know, and I encourage you not to swear that much anyway, because vocabulary is very important. And most things that you would swear, most times that you would swear, there's probably a better word or phrase to express your predicament a little bit more accurately. Even though I just called myself an asshole earlier, so again, sorry about that. But no, so well, I don't know. Related stuff. I don't know. I just had to say it's a part of the disclaimer. There's rules. There's a rules section in there. Don't worry about what he said a few minutes ago, right? Yeah. All right. So, but yeah, I look at the rate of stuff that they're pumping out for Marvel Crisis Protocol, and I'm like, they're not even slowing down. So I'm really curious. Out of like all the guys that are working on MCP, and they haven't announced anything yet for X-Wing Armada or Legion, nothing that's an AMG product. Again, all this stuff was all FFG product. I'm really hoping that they can kind of divert some of that. Like I would have thought by now they would have slowed down by now, because we're 9 months into this. I thought by now they would have slowed down the Marvel Crisis Protocol releases so that they can kind of slow down and be on pace with everything else. But they're going just as fast with the MCP releases. And that's what makes me kind of a little worried. I'm like, wait a second. I really don't want it to be, like, if you got a whole team, I don't want, like, 90% of your team working on Marvel Crisis Protocol and then only 10% of your team working on the 3 other games that are way better than Marvel Crisis Protocol. Marvel Crisis Protocol is a lot of fun, by the way. But but it's not Star Wars, right? But I really do love Marvel Crisis Protocol. But it's just, it's over full right now. Like, they're starting to get in, like, they're really having to pull from the bottom of the barrel with some of these heroes and characters and stuff that are in some of the latest waves. So I'm like the Cassandra Nova, like, why? You know, if you're scraping the bottom of the barrel already, it's time to slow down a little bit. You don't have to do, that's what Armada did, right? Star Wars Armada, dude, like, they're like at the point of like one wave a year. It's fine. Like, maybe one ship for your faction every year. That's fine. Like, that's great. That's awesome. I'd be very happy if that were the case. Unfortunately, Armada was just starting to pick up steam, and then this whole thing happened. We still don't have Juggernaut, but you do have Juggernaut confirmed because he's on that affinity, the affiliation card, you know. So, yeah, I would like a system that unites Armada, X-Wing, and Legion. Yeah, like the problem with playing all 3 games in any kind of like campaign or whatever like that takes a long time. You know, at least for me, I'm not in favor of kind of uniting all 3, just because I usually don't have the time to sit there and be like, all right, we're gonna do an Armada game, then an X-Wing game, then a Legion game, or something like that. I just don't have the time for that. Unless I'm at a convention, maybe if I'm going to a convention just a game. But usually if I'm going to a convention, I want to play games that I don't normally get to play. So, you know, I do normally get to play. I play a lot of X-Wing, Armada, and Legion. I usually do X-Wing on Fly Casual on the digital version. Star Wars Rebellion is pretty much that, yes. And Star Wars Rebellion is probably the greatest board game of all time. All right, so I think I'm going to do another giveaway. Let's see. Ooh, that's not a really good card, is it? Defense Liaison. He's not taken particularly commonly, but he's cheap. Before you reveal a command, you may spend 1 command token to change that command between nav or engineering commands. You give you a little flexibility, right? So Defense Liaison, and what's on the back? The full art. This is one of the smaller cards. This is an older promo. So for all you collectors out there, if you're an Armada player and you want to win, or even if you're not an Armada player, if you would like to win this Defense Liaison, stay tuned. I'm going to announce that in just a minute. It's going to be a hashtag. I'll have you type some kind of hashtag in the chat. Also, if you just joined, we're going to be giving away Jin and Krennic alternate art cards from Gen Con 2019. Something like that. Yeah, so we got some of these. We're going to be giving these away in the Discord. And so the way the Discord works is a giveaways channel in there. And all you have to do is go in there and like react with like a double critical emoji. I have not been doing like double critical shows on Sunday nights as much. I've been more busy, and I've just been kind of like that. That's kind of how I've been feeling lately, especially with freaking COVID surging again. And oh my gosh, it's just like we're all back in masks again. Like we in Florida, we had just gotten out of masks, and now we're all back in masks again. Not mandated, but still wearing one. You know, it's like at work, we got to wear them at work again now. I'm like, I think I was out of a mask for like 3 weeks, or was it 4 weeks? I was mask free for like 4 weeks, and it was great. I was like, this is my reward for being vaccinated. I get to not wear my mask, and now I have to wear my mask again everywhere. It's just a bummer. All right, so get your vaccinations, please. All right, as if everybody gets it. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this giveaway. So if you're an Armada player, do a hashtag defense liaison, and I'm gonna pick somebody right here in the comments. You blame the anti-vaxxers. Unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation going on around that stuff. You definitely should get your vaccination. You definitely should get your COVID vaccinations. Even if not for you, even if you're in relatively good health, get it for everybody else around you. You know, absolutely. That's not even a political stance. That's just good science. I would say we all, but there are exceptions. But for the most part, we all get vaccinated as a kid. If you're in the military, when I was in the Army, we got lots of shots. They were all mandatory. You know, absolutely. All right, so we got it's not a political stance. It's not. It's a shame that gets thrown into politics. But all right, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to pick Felix Hong. Congratulations, Felix Hong. Hong. You are the winner of the defense liaison. So go ahead and shoot me an email at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. That's also, you can find that on the about page of my YouTube channel. Shoot me an email, and I just need your shipping information. So I need your full, and please know your full shipping address. Like, if you don't know, ask somebody. I cannot tell you how many people win giveaways that I have to mail them something, and these people do not know their address. If you do not know your address, ask your mother or father, what is our address? I won something. And you can point them to this channel. Like, I'm not going to come to your house and be like, I've got your address. I'm going to now steal your waffles. Waffle thief. No, I'm not coming to your house. It doesn't have to be your home address. You can have a shipping address. You can have it shipped to a family member if you want. I don't care. But just give me a good shipping address, and I'll mail out your. You definitely know your address. Good. No, it's just funny to me because a lot of people don't know their address. And I guess that has something to do with like a lot more things being done through email and digitally these days. Can you do an Armada giveaway? Almost all of my giveaways are Armada. I have, wait, this is an Armada. This is an Armada card. I just did an Armada giveaway just now. Can I do an Armada giveaway? We just announced it like 5 seconds ago. You want another one already? I can't do one every 5 seconds. We have, I have another, we do giveaways in Discord. I have one going on, or not in Discord, in Patreon. Well, I do them in Discord also. There's patrons have some extra stuff, so I'll throw things up in Patreon. Also, there's going to be another battle or tournament report going up for on Patreon soon. How about now? Waffle giveaway, waffle giveaway, waffle giveaway. Peanut butter waffles, banana waffles, pecan waffles. I don't know. Do you want more waffles? All right, we're getting a little bit crazy now. So let me bring this down full circle before we close everything down. If you just joined in late, let me just kind of recap. Luke Eddy posted on Friday that he's no longer with Atomic Mass Games. Luke Eddy was the Star Wars lead for Atomic Mass Games. He was the Legion lead developer. He came over from FFG. And Aaron Vasquez with another super chat. Thank you, Aaron. Dude, that's awesome. I appreciate the support for the channel, brother. He says, "Hey Crabbok, I was wondering if you plan on going to MegaCon. No conventions for me anytime soon. I have been to MegaCon a couple of times. It's not my favorite convention to go to because it's more about like TV and pop culture and a little bit less about hobbies and stuff like that. So like it's it's kind of cool. Sometimes like the whole family will go and we'll get some, we'll get like a big family, meet up and we'll all go together. But but other than that, Peter, am I going to LVO? I don't know. I don't know. That's a big maybe. It's just a real big maybe right now. Like if things get really, really good, like if everybody gets their vaccinations and I can go game and go to conventions again, then yes, yes. Would you go to a Dice Towers convention? I've been to multiple Dice Tower conventions here in Orlando, Florida. The Dice Tower Con now is called Escape Winter Convention. And I mean, there's still a Dice Tower, but they call it Dice Tower East or something like that. But I've done the Escape Winter Dice Tower Con, the original Dice Tower Con here in Orlando, Florida, multiple times. I've worked it and I've attended, and it's a blast. It's a great time to play more board games. We've done big like X-wing battle reports and stuff like that there too. But great big long weekend if you just want to get some huge amount of gameplay again, especially the big games. Like if you want to get your Nemesises and your Twilight Imperiums and things like that. And the winner of the peanut butter waffles is Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch, go ahead and... No, I'm just kidding. I just made that up. So Luke Eddy is... I'm sure he'll find something else. Best of luck to you, Luke. Best of luck to everybody everybody I know of who got let go from FFG has already found other work in the gaming industry, and they're moving on. I know a lot of guys went over to Renegade Games, Whiz Kids, and other stuff like that. And so people are finding work all over. I have absolute faith that Luke will continue to do well. Are you pulling back from local Armada gaming? No, I actually played in a tournament today. I'm going to post a video about my list tomorrow, and that will Eduardo San Miguel. What's going on? If I go, wait, what's going on here? Beware. I missed part of this syrup. I don't know, man. I don't know where. But yeah, no, I played today. It was fun. I tried out a new list, and I'm gonna post a little bit about the list, how it's supposed to fly, and if you follow me on social media, you'll see some of my painted Republic ships. So it's a Republic list. I painted up some of my Republic ships, really, really cool, and I've been sharing some photos of them on social media. And I made an interesting list, and I'm going to talk. It's one of the more interesting lists I've made in a while. So look for that one tomorrow, and yeah. But all right, so I'm going to let you guys go, and I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. We've got some really great stuff coming up soon. Very, very great stuff coming up soon. We actually have a pretty cool game that's going to be crowdfunding soon. I can't say much about it because there's some things I had to sign that prevent me from talking about these games. But there's a really, if you're a fan of the 80s and you're a fan of cartoons, you'll want to watch my channel this week and be on the lookout, because once I have the power to tell you about it, I'm going to tell you about it and show you a lot about it. You can guess what it is. So, no, Thundercats never said I have the power. But, I don't know. If you're a fan of certain men whose names start with... Yay! Oh, really? Oh, Morgan has an interesting guess there. Ethan was going on with the super chat. Adios for the night, Crabbok. Thanks for hanging out with us. Jude, thank you for the support, Ethan. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so there... Hey, do some of you guys like Masters of the Universe, by the way? Do any of you guys like... Completely unrelated topic. Do you guys like Masters of the Universe? I've got some things that I'm going to be talking about with you guys later. Maybe later this week. Will He-Man be in it? Okay. So I think we've kind of rounded up talking about the AMG stuff. So let's get controversial. Let's talk Masters of the Universe Revelations. I'm not going to do any spoiler talk, but I loved it. It wasn't everything that I thought it was going to be. It was different. I admit that. but I loved it. It was groovy, and it was very, like, the animation was amazing. I understand that some people may not like it. I can certainly point to reasons why some people may not like it. I wonder if maybe I should do a whole separate video talking about it, because I kind of want to talk spoilers. And it's okay. Look, I'm not going to judge you if you didn't like it. We can absolutely agree to disagree. I am over 40. I grew up watching Masters of the Universe. Okay, I loved He-Man growing up and all of that stuff. So it was great. So there were some things. There were some shocks. There were some things I didn't expect to see. There were some things I kind of didn't want to see. But at the same time, it was a great, like, sometimes the stories need to have tragedy. Do you remember the Transformers movie? Right? Sometimes stories need a little bit of a tragedy or a tragic moment to create conflict and for there to be a purpose to telling the story. Like, a lot of the old 80s episodes of Masters of the Universe were like, He-Man's like, hey, Skeletor, I've got a new bomb that can blow up Eternia. Not if I punch you. And He-Man. Like, they were kind of dumb, right? Like, I mean, they were cool at the time, but like, they weren't compelling stories. This show was a compelling story, I thought. I really, really enjoyed it. And say what you will about the story as a whole. And it's not only, this is only the first part, right? But the first episode, dude, amazing fan service in that first episode. Like, it's just an incredible butt-kicking opener to this series. And the first episode was, I question you guys if how many of you did not like it, and it's okay, but be honest. Did you at least like the first episode? Because the first episode was pretty. I'm sorry, it was groovy as hell. It was just incredible. So overall, I was a big fan of it. It was not perfect. I give it an 8.5. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. That's kind of where I give it. I really enjoyed watching it. I watched it with the kids. The kids loved it. The kids had no kind of predisposition, but a lot of my thoughts on it are like, okay, it's interesting because this is only part 1 of 3. There's 2 more parts. There's 2 more chapters kind of this story. This is like the first movie in a trilogy, sort of. And so if it was over, then I would not be happy. But I knew going in that this is these 5 episodes are part 1 of 3. So what an interesting way to open your story. That's how I looked at it. And I wonder if, like, a lot of the people, now I work with some folks, I've talked with some people very personally, and they've explained their reasons for not liking it, and that's okay. There are some valid reasons for being disappointed. Maybe. All right. So yeah, maybe. Again, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get too spoilery. But we have a spoiler channel in Discord, so you can kind of talk about Masters of the Universe Revelations in Discord. But regardless of all of that stuff, regardless of Masters of the Universe Revelations, if you like board games and projects maybe to back, you may want to stay tuned. You might want to stay tuned. You might see something cool. Anyway, yeah, and for the record, the stuff that I'm talking about, the game that I may or may not be talking about, I actually really enjoyed. It's really cool. It's really cool. That being said, you don't have to take my word for it because I'll show you. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap things up. I love that we can agree to disagree, and that's all right. We're all individuals with our own opinions. Not everything pleases everybody, and we all have different senses. We all perceive the world slightly differently. Otherwise, if we all had the exact same taste, we'd all be in love with the exact same person, and we'd all be fighting for one person's affection, right? I mean, it's kind of how things work. So it's a good thing that we all have different taste, because it allows us to have a lot of variety in our world. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Have a great week. Look for some Armada stuff tomorrow. If you are a patron, at the A-Wing level or higher, you're going to see a tournament report going live either tonight or tomorrow, so you guys can check that out, and I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you so much. Check out Discord for some of the Legion promos. We're going to be giving those away later tonight. I will talk to you later. Thank you so much, and as always, have a great day. And, I've been doing new stuff at the ends of my videos now, so I'm going to leave you guys with a quote. Always wash your Wookiee with conditioner before you try to brush its fur. See ya.